For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now.
We can't let cinema culture die out. It's such a big part of India. It's such a big part of our society. It's something that we love so much. So we need to revive theater going culture again. And
Yeah.
I hope we can be the first ones to kind of, take the few baby steps that are needed in that direction.
I was never chasing fame, honestly. I'm still not chasing fame. I'm very happy if nobody recognizes me on streets. So as long as I'm getting to work, as long as I'm getting to play some wonderful characters and really pushing myself and trying to grow myself as an actor with every film, I think my job is only that much.
Janhvi Rajkumar, so lovely to see you. First of all, I have to tell you that I'm really hoping I go back into the theater to watch this movie because I cannot wait to be back in the theaters again. I'm so excited. But I have to ask you this. The trailer to Ruhi begins with "The magic of cinema begins." That's a pretty big promise, right? It's of course the first Hindi film to be in theaters, the first major Hindi film to be in theaters after what, almost a year. It's a lot of pressure. Is there a part of you that just feels like if it had gone straight to OTT, we wouldn't have to deal with that awful question, opening kya thi?
I think his question के बाद ना आज तक नहीं सोचा. This monologue that you've given has made me more nervous than I was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I think it's see, I don't understand business, honestly. I think Dinesh Vijan, he understands it better, and Gio understands it better. So I think it's their call, and I'm sure they must have thought of something before taking this decision of putting it in theaters.
No, but tell me, as artists, both of you have had fairly major releases go straight to OTT. You had Gunjan Saxena, you had Ludo. Is this feeling of a few days before, is that nervousness different?
I mean, I won't lie. It is much more relaxed to have a film come on OTT. I wasn't so anxious before Gunjan releasing because I had a lot of faith in the film, like I do in this film as well. But yeah, that pressure of box office wasn't there. Over here, on top of the normal pressure that there would be, there's also the fact that we're still recovering from a pandemic. But I mean, some film had to come first, and I think that clearly the makers of this film believe in it a lot, enough for it to be the first film, and I think that gives us even more confidence in what we've done, and we can only hope for the best. And see, we can't let cinema culture die out. It's such a big part of India. It's such a big part of our society. It's something that we love so much. So we need to revive theater going culture again, and
Yeah.
I hope we can be the first ones to kind of, take the few baby steps that are needed in that direction. And we hope that audiences, go and enjoy what we've done. Honestly, we're just being hopeful at this point.
A lot of things have become normal. People have started going out. It's been more than a year now. And theater, as Janhvi rightly said, theater is a big part of our, the way we live our life in this country, especially in India. And we love going to theaters with the families, and that's the whole weekend plan that we have in our society. I just hope, as Janhvi said, we are all just very hopeful that people will go. And also, Ruhi is a kind of film that you would enjoy only on a big screen. The thrills and chills of watching a horror and just to laugh out loud with the whole audience, the whole theater audience. That is a different high that you cannot have just sitting in your living room and watching it all alone or with your family. So this is the right film, I guess. It's meant for a big screen.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There is nothing that replicates that feeling of sitting in a theater with people, laughing at the same time, screaming at the same time. But this film, Janhvi, really is riding on you. I mean, there is a big sort of the bulk of the burden is on your shoulders with playing two distinct women. It sort of reminded me in some way of what Raj did so masterfully in Bareli Ki Barfi. Tell me, how did you create these two characters? How did you find your way in?
Firstly, Anupama ma'am, I really don't think it's riding all on my shoulders. I think it's, in equal parts, everyone's responsibility to do a good job, like it is in every film.
Of course.
And I don't think that I'm at all at that stage where you can compare anything to what he's done in Bareli Ki Barfi, because I really think that is, I mean, for an artist to pull something like that off takes a lot of experience and a lot of talent, and I don't know if I'm there yet or if I will ever get there. But it's just I'm very thankful that I got this role, because I think it's opened me up as an actor to play a chudel, to play something that's so animalistic, and to really push myself physically and vocally was a lot of fun. And and yeah, I mean, I've tried to do it with as much conviction as possible. I had a great time doing it, and I hope audiences buy into it.
See, Janvi is a very humble girl, so let me just jump in here and tell you that she has done a fantastic job as Ruhi and as well as Afsa. It was a very tough part, and I think she has given her 100% to the character. She really surrendered to the part, and she was not worried about how she's looking, or she was not wearing her chappals at all. She was just roaming around like Afsa when we were shooting Afsa's part, and she's really awesome in the film.
Hey, so you have it from the man himself, Janvi.
I like this interview. बस बैठ के एक दूसरे की तारीफ करते रहेंगे.
Tell me, I feel like in the last couple of years, there's this sort of emergence of what I would call feminist supernatural, right? There have been a slew of movies, starting, I think, with Anushka Sharma's Pari. Then there was, to some extent, Filori. Then there was Stree. Then there was Bulbul, where, the horror is not so much that being, that churel or whatever it is, but it is actually the patriarchy. It is the system that these women are kind of going up against. But in this film, you're playing a character who needs to be married to be cured. Is this a step away from these movies?
No, not at all, actually. I mean, I think we haven't given away a lot in the trailer, but we're alluding to the fact that we are addressing patriarchy in more ways than one in our film. And I think our focus is more on a female's relationship with herself. And of course, we're alluding to the fact that, in societies all over the world, a woman's role is looked at as shadi karne ki zarurat hai and all of that. So that is a part of our narrative. But I mean, I guess you'll have to see the film to understand what our take on it is. But it's funny that you said that, because I've always found it very interesting that when you think of horror films and when you think of ghosts and demons, it's always scarier when there's a woman that's possessed. And I think what makes it scarier is if there's a lot of pain in that woman's life, and more often than not, that pain is caused by patriarchal societies. And I think that's what makes it scary. I know I went off topic, but I just kind of...
No, but that's true. It's an interesting observation. It is because I feel like it's because women are so contained that then they become something other than natural to really kind of flourish,
The horror, I think, comes from the suffering, and the suffering is instigated by, the way that society is sometimes. So I think it's a reflection of everything.
Raj, tell me, your character has a speech impediment, and Hindi cinema has usually stereotypically mined speech impediments for comedy. Now, there has been criticism of this, saying that it's just really insensitive, and how is this even funny? What is your take on this?
Well, it's a comedy film. It's meant for entertainment, of course, with a very slight, subtle social message also attached to it. And I've done Stree, so I wanted to make this character very different from Stree, because eventually the bigger plan is to combine all these films and get into this bigger universe. So I knew that eventually maybe there might be a film where my character from Stree, Vicky, and Bhavra would meet, and I wanted these two to be very different from one another. And so I thought just to give it just to make it more interesting, I just added this thing where he can't say ta, he says ta, and I've known such people. While growing up, I've seen such kids who couldn't pronounce a one particular letter or a word, as we say in Hindi. So it's very natural. It's a part of the character, and we have not done it in a very buffoonry way. It's a part of his personality, and he's very comfortable with it. He's not trying to make fun of his own speech issues. And I think it's the way Ruhi's character the way she also underlines it, and there's a scene where she asks him, "Do you have like problem in speaking?" And the way he makes her understand it, I think it's pretty sweet.
Were you at all inspired by Shahid's character in Kamine?
No,
No. You remember he also has a
yeah.
similar, you know.
I knew a kid in my the area that I was growing up in. I knew a kid who used to actually say "fa ko fa." He couldn't say "saap," he would say "faap."
Tell me, Janvi, you know when Gunjan Saxena came out and the sort of surround sound was very shrill, and I remember you doing an interview at that time and saying that it feels like I have to prove myself with every release, and I have some sort of a target on my back. Do you still feel like that, or do you feel that because of what you did in Gunjan, there has been more acceptance?
Ma'am, I think there has been more acceptance, but I was thinking about it, and I think that I'm sure every actor has reason to feel like that before a release. I know every actor will feel like they have to prove themselves. It's but natural. I think it's very healthy, and it's human nature to think. I mean, everyone honestly has their own journey, and everyone will have something that they need to work on. So I don't know if I feel like I have a target on my back, but I think I would like to feel like that, because so far it's made me want to push myself and do better. So I'd rather be in that zone and in that bubble, because I think it helps my work and it helps me um, push myself. So I it keeps me from being complacent. So I'm happy feeling like there are targets on my back.
Even if it gets ugly out there?
Um, uh, I think that's a part of the job description. They've suddenly become very sweet, I think, to me. But I don't want to hear too much of that. You can't take the good too seriously, you can't take the bad too seriously either. You just need to know your place. I know that some people, started looking at me in a more positive light after Gunjan. I hope some more people start looking at me in a positive light after Ruhi, and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
I need to have clarity about where I stand and what I need to work on.
Yeah. Tell me, for both of you, has the pandemic changed what it is like to be a star in India? Has it changed anything in terms of celebrity, fame, paps, or are we back to airport look, this being out, that being out? Has anything changed in these 12 months?
I think each to his own. Like, I've honestly never cared about airport looks, or I never really cared about if I'm a star or not. The reason, the sole reason, and you know it. Like, I'm here. I always say this, but I was never chasing fame. Honestly, I'm still not chasing fame. I'm very happy if nobody recognizes me on streets. So as long as I'm getting to work, as long as I'm, getting to play some wonderful characters and really pushing myself and trying to, grow myself as an actor with every film. I think my job is only that much.
Yeah. For you, Janvi?
I mean, I agree with him. That is the job. I think you need to have clarity about the fact that fame is a byproduct, is a consequence of the job. But having said that, it's important to recognize that I don't know, it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg. If you have more of the fame aspect of it, you have more scope to get the roles that you want to play as an actor. At least that's how it is for, I think, that's how I have come to learn about, how things work. But yeah, I mean, from a very young age, I've been privy to, I've seen mom and dad, and like it's not been a thing that's out of reach. The paparazzi culture or being written about or all of that's been quite accessible to me, and I'm very flattered that I got that kind of attention, because I didn't do anything to deserve it. But what my passion is the job, is what happens between action and cut and the prep that leads up to it. But to do the kind of work I want to do, I need to, it's you can't deny that you have to pay some attention to perception and fame and all of those things, but you can't be jaded about the fact that that is not the job. The job is acting.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, the other thing that was discussed a lot through the pandemic was, how will audiences change, right? with the emergence of OTT, with the emergence of long form storytelling, one school of thought was that, oh, there will be greater expectation. They will want better stories. They will want better acting. Do you guys have any sense of this?
I hope they want that. I hope they always want better stories and better acting. That's the only way I think we can take our cinema to the next level. We have already started taking, of course, great stories, some wonderful stories.
Yeah.
Like was the Disciple. And
It's fabulous.
Yeah, but I think the access to the international cinema and series has really made our audiences, sit back and think that this is the kind of quality
that's out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that would, I think, only will make things better. That will only push our makers to not just serve anything just because it sells. I think we have to now look back and see what exactly we have to invest more time in our writing, which we are already doing. I'm very glad about that.
Yeah. Tell me finally, Rajkumar, you mentioned this universe that Dinesh Vijayan, the producer, wants to create, and I believe it's Stree, Ruhi, and then a film called Munja, and then hopefully these universes will kind of interconnect in some way. What is going on with that? Is that still the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's what Dinu says. That's the bigger plan, and I think it will be very exciting to be a part of this universe because horror comedy is a tough genre to crack, and I think we've done that with Stree, and I'm very hopeful. We'll do that with Ruhi also. So I think it's an exciting plan. Something like this comes out, it will be good for the audience just because they connect with the characters.
Yeah.
And there's that amount of love and affection for those characters, and they would like to see them again and again in different stories, interacting with each other. So I would love to see Ruhi meeting Stree one day, like Janvi and Shraddha together in one film with Bhavra and Vicky. That'll be exciting.
That will be. I have to tell you, the last time I was in Dinesh's office, there was a big statue of Stree, and I posed with it. I sort of put my arm around her and took a photo. So cannot wait to see Ruhi, and hopefully this universe will happen. Thank you so much, and good luck for the film.
Thank you so much, Shyam. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
If you guys like this video,
please subscribe to Film Companion.